At this point, Hurricane Irene looks like it's going to make a major impact on New Jersey, New York City, and Long Island. Here to give us some historical perspective on New York hurricanes and what we can expect if we do get hit is Dr. Philip Orton. He's a research scientist at the Stevens Institute of Technology in Hoboken, New Jersey. Dr. Orton, I would imagine that you are tracking this as intensely as our own meteorologist.
Yes. We're concerned about it, very concerned. There's a lot of uncertainty still, and so we'll be watching it.
Now, what do you see as far as when you're looking at it? Does it look like it's aiming directly toward Long Island or New York City?
There's a big range in the predictions from different computer models right now. There's about 8 of them that are used by National Hurricane Center, and some of them have it going inland of Philadelphia, even further toward the west, and some of them have it going offshore of Long Island all the way toward Cape Cod. So it's a lot of uncertainty, but about half of them have it going right through New York City sort of area.
It has been years and years since a hurricane has made a direct hit on New York City. Can you talk about that a little bit? 1821 is the year?
Yes, historically there's only been one that made a direct hit on New York City. In 1821, it tracked very similarly to this one over land a good part of the last 2 days because it also went over North Carolina and then over New Jersey. And it still had enough power, about somewhere between category 1 and 3, I'm not positive, to cause a 10 to 13 foot storm surge in New York City, which would be very devastating.
And that is the big concern, the storm surge. This storm is projected to come through during high tide. How does high tide impact the strength of Hurricane Irene and its impact to those people living along the coast?
If it hit at high tide, which will be Sunday evening, then it would be an extra few feet added on top of what you might expect if it was just mean sea level. Yeah.
So instead of
well, the most likely storm surge we're going to see is about, it's actually small. It'd be unusual if we get a 10 to 13 foot storm surge. It's less than a 5% chance. More likely we'll have a small surge or maybe a surge like the 1992 nor'easter that hit, or Hurricane Donna, which went over seawalls by a few feet. And so adding a few feet onto those few feet would make it even more. It could put it over the top of the seawalls.
And wave height as well.
Wave heights on the open shore can add a few feet. They can add several feet onto the storm surge and wash up.
How would you compare Irene to, let's say, Gloria from 1985?
Gloria took the track that further out over Long Island, so it really veered off, and it didn't come very close. The center of it didn't come very close to New York City. So a lot of these storms have moved faster than this one. This one's they're projecting it to move a little bit more slowly than many of those other storms because there's not very strong atmospheric forcing from weather systems coming through. So that's a big difference. This one could come right through New York City.
Definitely concerning when you look at the projected path.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Dr. Philip Orton, research scientist at the Stevens Institute of Technology. Thanks for joining us.